way my computer around.
Yeah.
So just making sure it all works. So you can hear me, you can see me okay?
Yeah, I can see you well.
Okay, great. How are you?
I'm fine. A lot of work from this morning till now.
I bet. Very busy.
Very busy. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Hello, Dr. Nia.
Hi, Mr.
How are you, Dr. Nia?
I'm fine, thanks.
Good.
Bật camera đi Phương Nhi, Bảo Linh, Trà My các con, bật camera lên.
Okay. Hello, Trami. Hi, Trami.
Hi, teacher.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And you?
Good, thank you. Good. Welcome to class. Okay. Hello, Fung Ni.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Fung Ni?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. I can hear everyone very clearly today. I've just been changing my system around a little bit, so I'm glad it works better. Hello, Bao Lin.
Teacher,
Hi, how are you?
have been sick for Tuesday. So,
Oh, really? You've
yeah.
been sick since Tuesday?
Yeah.
Since Tuesday. Wow. So you've been sick for 5 days?
No, just for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, 3 or 4 since Tuesday.
I couldn't go to school.
Oh, really? I'm sorry. I hope you're feeling better now.
Thank you.
Sao thế hả?
Tự nhiên cháu bị ốm không lý do ấy bác.
Thế à?
Vâng.
Trời ơi, khổ thân.
Hello, Fung Lin.
Hello, teacher.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Okay. Who else? Hello, Nok Tu.
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
I'm not good. I'm really sick.
Sorry, you've been sick,
Yes.
did you say?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're feeling better now.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Hello, Jalin.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Jalin?
I'm good.
Good. Can you turn your camera on, please, Jalin? I can't see you.
It's okay.
Okay, that's better. Thank you. Okay. Is there anyone who I have missed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sometimes I can't see on the screen if anyone joins. Okay, that's better. I'm just waiting for Anji. Hello, Anji. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hello, teacher.
How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Good. I can't see you, Anji. Can you please turn your camera on? Okay, thank you. That's great. Much better. Okay, everyone. So we have 8. All right, let's get started. So we have a busy class today. I hope you've all had a good week and you are not too tired. And I hope I can teach you some interesting English today. All right. So remember, what we're doing today is the homework that I asked you to prepare for me last week. So I want you to tell me a story. Remember, I asked you about this last week? I want you to tell me a story, something that is interesting or exciting, something that is a little bit memorable. Okay, doesn't have to be the most exciting story in the world, but it has to be something that is interesting and memorable and that most importantly, you can remember. And I'll tell you why this is important after we've done the stories. So, Duk Nia.
Yes.
Okay, Duk Nia, so do you have a story for me?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to do the homework.
Oh, naughty. Okay, have to do the homework, please.
Yeah,
I don't set much homework. Okay, I don't set homework because I know that you are all very busy, but it is important for things like this. You have to come prepared. Trami.
Yes,
Okay, Trami, do you have a story?
yes, I have prepared this.
Excellent. Thank you, Trami. Okay, so I just want you to tell it in 1 minute, okay? Because of course I have to listen to everyone's story. But I don't want to spend too long. Otherwise, the people who are listening will have to wait a long time. So you have 1 minute, okay, Trami? 1 minute to tell me your story. If you go past 1 minute, I will stop you, all right? But I won't interrupt you until 1 minute has passed. Okay? All right.
But teacher, before telling my story, I would like to tell you that today is the Vietnamese Teachers' Day, which celebrated the value teachers bring to school life. And I wish you and Mrs. Ha a good health, happiness, and success in your life.
Oh, that's very kind. Thank you,
so much.
Trami.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Teachers' Day. Okay. That's good to know. Good that you have a Teachers' Day here. In New Zealand, they don't have any such thing.
Yes.
I think they should. I think they should. Thank you, Trami.
She has
Come
very,
earn.
very nice voice.
Very nice voice.
Yes.
Come earn, Trami. Come earn. Okay, whenever you are ready, please, Trami.
Yes. As you know that Vietnamese Teachers' Day occasions is marked as a special and important day, especially in school. Last week, my school announced that each class should have a control performance. So my class monitor has set up for us a great performance with a real talking story. It's about students and teachers in North Central Vietnam, where it has met terrible hurricane and caused severe consequences. They all like every other pupil, but natural disaster has taken on their dream, aspiration for studying, and even their life. My class monitor toughest dance, express feeling to show sadness toward school life in the North Central and so on. Although our performance didn't have a chance to perform on the stage on the main day, because we have been eliminated, I still felt happy and show respect for my class monitor because of her enthusiasm and kindness to class. More than this, through 2 weeks of practice with my class, I had understood more about their character and friendliness. All in all, I felt very happy this week in spite of the unexpected performance rebound. Thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you, Trami. Very good story. Okay. Yeah, so only one thing I'm going to correct, Trami. I think you said your second to last line, you said unexpected performance. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so it should be, because we're talking past tense, unexpected performance. Okay,
Yes.
with ed on the end, not ing. Should be ed. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, but that was very good, Trami. So that's the only thing I'm going to correct for now. Okay, thank you, Trami. I will talk to you more about this later. Okay, you can relax for a moment. All right, Fung Ni. Fung Ni.
Here.
Okay, do you have a story, Fung Ni?
I'm so sorry because last week I was very busy and I haven't prepared. So sorry for that.
Okay, so for next week, you have to prepare a story, please, okay?
And I want to ask this homework is about family, right? Write something about me and my family.
Doesn't have to be about you and your family. Doesn't have to be. It's just something interesting or exciting that has happened to you sometime. Can be to do with you and your family or not. So for example, as you just heard, Trami's story was about her class. Okay, nothing to do with her family.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. So Viet An. Hello, Viet An. I see you've joined the class.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Viet An?
Good.
Good, good. Can you turn your camera on, please?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Remember, in this class, you have to keep your cameras on. Thank you. So I can see you, so I can keep having contact with you. Okay, Bao Lin. Bao Lin.
Can I start?
Okay, Bao Lin, do you have a story for me?
Yes.
Okay, whenever you are ready, please, Bao Lin, you can start.
I'm ready.
Okay.
There was nothing special for me in this week because I had been sick for a few days, so I couldn't go to school. I got a fever and a heat test because of sickness, so I couldn't visit my teacher with my friend. I just stayed at home and took a rest. Yeah, it's my whole week.
Okay, that's the end of your
Thank you for
story.
listening. Yeah.
Okay, so a little bit short, okay, Darlin. That was about 29 seconds. 29 seconds. So next time we do this, and we will do this again next week.
1 minute.
Yeah, I want you to speak for 1 minute, okay?
Okay.
Has to be 1 minute. Okay, Darlin?
Yeah.
Okay, but I have no other correction at the moment. At the moment, I just want to work on your fluency. I'm not going to correct too many individual words at the moment. Okay, thank you, Bao-Lin. Fong Lin. Hello, Fong Lin.
Hello.
Do you have a story for me, Fong Lin?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so whenever you are ready, please start.
Right now. Today is Vietnamese Teacher Days. So yesterday on Saturday, my friends and I went back to the middle school to visit our old teacher. I made a lot of friends and teachers again, and we also bought flowers for our teacher. After that, the whole class took pictures with the teacher. There was a classmate of mine who even wrote a poetry for our teacher. Um, mm, um, yes. He said, yeah.
Do you have any more?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, okay. So that was okay. So that was 30 seconds. Okay. Okay, Fong Lin. So interesting story, but was only 30 seconds. So next time when we do this, I need 1 minute, okay?
Yes.
Okay, for 1 minute. And I just wanted to correct one thing you said. You said something about brought flowers for teacher.
Yes. I say we bought flowers for our teacher.
You did, okay. I just trying to remember the sentence wasn't quite right. There was a word I was going to change, but I can't remember what it was now. You might have said something like bring flowers. No, I can't remember exactly. So don't worry for the moment, Fong Lin. Okay, but for next week we will do it again, and you have to talk for 1 minute this time, okay?
Okay.
Okay, knock two.
Yes.
Teacher, maybe
Okay, knock.
maybe it's their clock and let them see how minutes they are talking about.
What? Let them see a clock?
Yes, it's okay. Can you know how to say that?
No, I don't.
Okay, so never mind. I can share. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so to start. Okay.
Teacher, can you hear me?
I can knock two. So whenever you are ready.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
Last week, my school had a big event to anniversary 20 years of my school establishment and celebrate the Teacher Day. In this event, each class has to have 2 small areas, one for decorating the area team and one for selling food and drink or anything as long as it's allowed. I can communicate with more big sister and more big brother. Then I will make a lot of friends because I am the person who the most sell and by at the end event is an award ceremony. Finally, I got my medal. I love this event so much. Yes, I finished.
Okay, that is the end, Noctu.
Yes.
The end. Okay, that was almost a minute. Almost a minute. So that was okay. That was about 55 seconds. Okay. And again, so thank you, Noctu. I'm not going to correct anything else at the moment. Okay. And at the moment, I'm just getting you used to speaking fluently for 1 minute. All right. Okay. And I didn't hear any obvious mistakes. I see Mrs. Ha is starting the clock. Right.
Okay. Who is that?
Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Ha. Sorry, I'm just changing the window so I can see everyone again instead of the clock.
Okay.
All right. So, all right. So are you going to start the clock for me, Mrs. Ha?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, everyone. So Jialing.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, Jialing, are you ready, please?
Yes.
Okay, whenever you're ready, please start.
Yesterday, my secondary school held a Vietnamese Teacher Day, so I went back to my secondary school to visit my teacher and met my friends. I was very happy and excited to see my old friends again. And and on Friday, I made a card to give it to my teacher on Saturday. And who taught me for 4 years in the secondary school. Then we took a picture with all the teachers in school, and finally we sat together to talk about the high school days. It's the end.
Okay, thank you. That was very good English, Jialing. That was good. So sorry, I can see, Mrs. Ha, all I can see is your screen. Sorry. For the moment.
It's okay for you.
Okay, now it's better. Sorry, so my screen suddenly changed to your screen halfway through.
Oh, okay.
All right. Okay, so I didn't see how long that was. How did you see how long that was, Mrs. Han?
50 minutes, 50 seconds.
50 seconds. Okay,
Yeah.
that was pretty good, Jialing. Okay, pretty good. So I have no comment to make at the moment. Okay, other than that was good. You talked for nearly 50 seconds. Okay, thank you. Anji.
Yes.
Okay, Anji, do you have a story for me, please?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Anji, please start whenever you're ready.
Mình start chưa?
But
Okay.
honestly, last week was so hot. So me and my friend started to eat some ice cream, and he was pay, so I had to pay, so he was and we eat ice cream and we didn't see the clock, so we were late for school, and then we had to stand in the class for 15 minutes. That was so embarrassing, and it was quite memorable too. But we had fun together, so it's all right. Thanks for listening.
40 seconds. Okay.
Okay, yes, 40 seconds. Okay, all right. Thank you, Anji. So next week when we do this, you have to make it 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute. And sorry, you were talking about standing in the park for a long time. Is that right?
No, I'm standing in the class.
Oh, standing in the class. Yeah, sorry.
Press
Some
your
of
legs.
right. Some of the words I couldn't hear very clearly. Sorry. Okay. Thank you, Angie. So again, next time, I'm not going to correct anything else at the moment, but next time you have to add another 20 seconds. Thank you. Okay, Viet An.
Hello, teacher.
Okay, sorry, Viet An. My screen keeps changing for some reason. Okay, Viet An, are you ready with your story?
Yes.
Okay, Viet An,
du-
please start whenever you're ready.
During the last summer vacation, my parents took me to Nha Trang. Coming to Nha Trang, I can swim. It's famous. This is here. Experience many interesting activity. In the morning, I went to the beach with my parents to watch the sunrise. The seascape at dawn is beautiful. The trip gave me a lot of fun and good memory. Yes.
Only 30 seconds.
Yes, 30 seconds, Viet An. Okay, Viet An, that was good. I was just starting to enjoy your story when it stopped. Okay, so you need to make it twice as long next week. Okay, Viet An, but interesting story.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, Viet An, so next week you have to make it twice as long, all right? Twice as long. So, thank you. I think that is everyone. Yes, it is. Okay, so point number one, obviously, as I've been saying to everyone, next week we're going to do this again. Next week we have to make it 1 minute. Okay. Point number two, next week I don't want you to read from your screen, please. You need to be able to tell me the story without reading all of it. It is okay for this sort of thing to have some notes, all right? But please, you don't need to write. In fact, I don't want you to write everything out, because when you're going to do this for a test or exam, of course, you won't be able to read it all out. You'll just have to talk from what is inside your head. And like I say, it's okay to have notes, because usually for this sort of talk, you get 1 minute to prepare so you can write notes down. But obviously that is not long enough for you to write a whole speech. So for example, try me, yours was good, but everything I know was written down. Okay, try me. So next week, you have to try and tell it to me without reading from your screen, okay?
Yes.
Okay, try me. Like I say, again, you can have some notes, to remind you of what things to talk about, but you cannot read the whole thing. So that's point number two. Point number three, I will just share something with you now, actually. Where's it gone? Sorry, I'm just looking for the right file to share with you. I don't think it's this one. No, it's not that one. Okay. Open up a new one. Sorry, everyone, I'm just going to have to find another file. Okay, there it is. Okay, everyone, hopefully you can see this. All right, this is how to tell a story. So All stories need what? What? Duknia. Duknia.
Yes.
Okay, please tell me what all stories need.
All stories needs a beginning, introduction, a middle, an end, or conclusion.
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 Okay,
Yeah.
conclusion. Yes. So end and conclusion are synonyms, by the way, the same as beginning and introduction are synonyms. Both mean the same thing. So I know this seems very obvious, but I want to make it absolutely clear. All stories need a beginning, they need a middle where you tell what is happening in the story, and they all need a definite end. Okay, so the introduction, by the way, when it comes to the introduction and you're doing the Ielts speaking test, if you paraphrase what they are asking you to do, if you can say what they're asking you to do in your own words, for example, the task on the card might say to you, please tell me about a time when you and your family went to a restaurant. Okay, so you would say in your introduction, I'm going to tell you about a wonderful meal my family and I enjoyed. Okay, so you are paraphrasing what the question is asking you on the card. And if you paraphrase, you will get extra marks. Okay, if you show you can paraphrase what the question is asking you. I hope that makes sense. The middle usually follows chronological order. What I mean by that is you describe events in the order in which they happened. By the way, have you seen this before? Feng Lin?
Yes.
Feng Lin, do you see it says IE here? Can you see that?
Yes.
Yes.
I
IE. Do you know what that means?
I
Yeah. Do you know what this means? What this means? When you see this written down, do you know what it means?
I don't know.
Okay. It means that is. Okay. That is. Just the same as
That
EG. Yeah. I'm sure you all know that EG, which you can see down here, by the way, means for example. When you see EG written down, it is an abbreviated way, a short way of saying for example. Okay. IE is a short way of saying that is. Okay. And when you see IE written down, what follows is another way of explaining what you have just read. Whenever you see IE, which means that is, you can see in this sentence that I've written here. Okay, so the middle of your story usually follows in chronological order, i.e., or that is, you describe events in the order in which they happen. For example, if I say to you, what do you do in your day? You might say to me, well, I get up at 8 o'clock, I go to school at 9 o'clock, I have lunch at 12 o'clock, and I go home at 5 o'clock. That is the order in chronological order of events in which they have happened in your day. If I was to say, I get up at 8 o'clock, then I think about having lunch at 12 o'clock, but first of all, I have breakfast at 9 o'clock. That is not in chronological order, okay? I've told the story jumping around a little bit throughout the day, but usually you will tell your story in chronological order, okay? Chronological, by the way, chronological means time. Chronological is just an academic way of writing the word time. You usually follow a story in time order. That is, you describe events in the order in which they happened. Again, please tell me if this doesn't make sense. Next week, when we do this exercise again, okay, I want you, please, to have a definite end. Okay, Anji.
Yes,
Okay, can you please read what I have written about the end? Thank you.
the end is important to have a definite ending or conclusion. Write it down. It doesn't have to be special, exciting, or dramatic. For example, and that was the story of Romeo and Juliet, or the Shakespeare ending.
Okay, I'll explain that last bit for you in just a moment. But okay, so next week, one of the things I do want you to write down, okay, is your end. You will be allowed to do this in the test as well. But I think it's very important that you have a definite clean ending or conclusion, okay? Because that gives your story, whatever your story is, it gives it a definite ending, and it makes it sound tidy, and it makes it sound like you know exactly what you are talking about all along. Okay, if you come to an end halfway through a sentence because you're not sure how you're going to end it, it makes you sound not very fluent. Okay, but if you have a definite ending, for example, try me.
Yes.
Your story had a definite ending. Can you tell me what it was or is?
I said that all in all, I felt very happy this week, in spite of the unexpected performance result. And thank you
Right.
for listening.
Yes, you're good. So you had a sentence and then you said, thank you for listening. So Trami's story, that was good, Trami. Trami's story had a definite end, okay? The way she finished that, everyone listening knew it was the end of her story. And that is important. You must have a definite end to your story that everyone can recognize, especially the examiner, okay? So next week, 3 things, all right? We're all going to talk for 1 minute. Number 2, we're going to talk without reading our entire speech. Having notes is okay, but I don't want you to read everything to me off a piece of paper or off your screen. And number 3, one thing I do want you to have or to write down is a definite ending. Okay, Trami gave us one example of a definite ending. And like I say, it doesn't have to be anything special or exciting or dramatic, just as long as everyone knows it is the end of your story. And by the way, when you are speaking, it is very handy for you to have an ending written down, because even if you get a little bit lost in your story, but you know you want to finish shortly, all you need to do is look down at your piece of paper and you have the ending already written down, and you can just say your ending, okay? Even if what comes before the ending is a little bit confused, it will make it sound better if you have the definite ending written down that you can speak or read. Does that make sense to you, Viet An, what I've been saying?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Again, with all of these things, please tell me if they don't make sense. Okay. Now, speaking of stories, I'm going to share one with you. Let's have a look at this. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you now just a little bit about Romeo and Juliet. I'm sure most of you have heard of Romeo and Juliet, even maybe understand the basic story. If you don't, I'm going to tell you about it now. Romeo and Juliet was written by one of the most famous writers in English literature, William Shakespeare, who, as you can see from the dates here, he lived about 500 years ago. Okay, a long time ago, but he is still one of the most famous writers in English literature. And just as you study Vietnamese literature at school in your classes, in Western speaking countries, when we study English literature, it always includes the writing or the plays of William Shakespeare. And the reason Shakespeare is so popular still is that because he was very clever at writing stories and also very clever at using English, even though the English that he used 500 years ago is quite different from modern English and a little bit hard for people these days to understand. Okay, he uses mostly the same words, but he uses them in a slightly different way sometimes. And also the sentence construction is different from modern English. But most of the time, people can still understand what he is saying. Okay, so have you heard the story of Romeo and Juliet, Phung Ni?
Yeah, I have heard about it before.
Okay, you have heard about it. What about you, Bao Lin?
Yes, I have heard about.
Okay. For those of you who don't know, I will give you a quick summary of the story of Romeo and Juliet. So there were two families, two rich and powerful families, and they hated each other because they were always competing. But one day, the son from one of the families, Romeo, and the daughter from the other family, Juliet, they met and fell in love. Of course, when they told their families about this, their families say, no, you cannot be together. You can't marry. We hate each other. They come from the other family. We hate that family. Okay, so Romeo and Juliet, though, they still meet secretly and they make a plan to run away together. But what happens at the end, after several adventures, is that Juliet decides, because Juliet's father wants her to marry someone else. She doesn't want to marry him. Okay, she wants to marry Romeo. And by the way, Romeo and Juliet were in the story the same age as you guys. They were about 14, 15. Okay, not very old, 14 or 15. But people in those days used to get married very young. So what happened was Juliet said that she would pretend to die, and then people would think she was dead, and then she could run away and marry Romeo. Romeo, by the way, had been sent away out of the city because he'd done something bad. However, because Romeo was out of the city, he didn't know about Juliet's plan. And so Juliet takes some special poison that doesn't kill her, only puts her to sleep, like she is dead, but she's not really dead. But Romeo hears that she is dead, okay? So Romeo comes back and to see for himself if it's true, and he sees Juliet lying there. She's actually asleep, but he thinks she's dead. And because he is so heartbroken, okay, he kills himself, okay? And then Juliet wakes up from her sleep. All right, and then she sees Romeo is dead. Okay, so then she kills herself. All right, very sad. In the end, they both die. And that's because Romeo didn't know about the plan that Juliet was going to pretend to be dead. He thought she was really dead. And at the end, the only good part of the end is that the two families who were fighting, they are both so sad that they lose their children, okay, because of their fight, that they decide to make friends and get together. Does that make sense, Nok 2, the way I've told the story?
Yes, here very well.
Okay, so that's very interesting story, very powerful story, and still, of course, popular these days, even though it was written 500 years ago. Still a very popular story, made into many films. All right, so this is how Shakespeare ends his story. So I was talking before about how you should have a definite end to your speech or story. This is Shakespeare's story. This is Shakespeare's ending. Okay. Phung Lin.
Yes.
Can you read out this, please? This is the end to Shakespeare's story.
Whenever was a story of move when
Woe.
that this of woe.
Woe. Yeah.
Woe that this of Juliet and her Romeo.
Good. Okay. Sorry, I should have explained. The word woe is one of those old-fashioned words that Shakespeare uses. It means sadness, means to be sad. Okay. Means to be sad. All right. Baolin. Baolin.
Yes.
Okay. Can you read it for me too, please? Can you read it? Now you know what woe means. Can you read it for me?
For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.
Okay, good. So obviously you can see that these words rhyme, woe and Romeo. All right, Baolin. Now the interesting part. Can you, Baolin, can you paraphrase this for me? Can you tell me what this ending means in different words?
I don't have any idea.
You don't have any idea. Okay. Jialing. Jialing, please.
I don't have any idea too.
You don't have any idea? Okay. Viet An. Do you have any idea?
No, I don't have any idea.
Okay. I'll ask one more. Anji. Anji.
I have no idea.
You have no idea, so you can't paraphrase. Okay. So as I said before, the word woe means sadness. All right. So to paraphrase this, you have to say something like, there's never been such a sad story as that about Romeo and Juliet. Does that make sense now, Anji?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So remember, woe means sadness. So there's never been such a sad story in the whole history of stories as the story of Romeo and Juliet. That is a paraphrase of this. All right. And this, by the way, like I say, is how Shakespeare finished his story. These are the last words in his story. Actually, could also have been the introduction. I think this could also have introduced the story, but he introduces it differently. Okay. And the other last thing I want to leave you with Shakespeare. All right. I think Shakespeare is a fantastic writer. That's why I want to share this with you. And I want you just to understand a little bit of how you can play with words in English. Shakespeare did a lot of this. Okay. Trami.
Yes,
Can you please read these two lines?
now is the winter our discontent, make glorious summer by this son of York.
Okay. Do you know what this means? Do you have any idea, Trami?
I don't understand the word this son of York mean.
Okay, I will explain. Do you know what discontent means?
Sorry, I don't know.
Okay, discontent means to be unhappy. Okay, to be content. If someone is content, they are happy. Discontent is the opposite of content. And again, I think I've said this before, and you will find many examples of this. English words very many times have two meanings. The word content, of course, can also mean what is in a book or a movie. What is the content of this book means what is in this book. Okay, what is this book about? Okay, but content also has another meaning, which is to do with being happy. So discontent means to be unhappy. Anji.
Yes.
Okay, now that you know what discontent means, which means to be unhappy, what do you think the winter of our discontent means?
I think it's kind of something is like the winter is cold and it lead to some like unhappy, like the mood.
It is. Very good, Anji. Okay, so winter is in Western countries, most Western countries, is a very cold time of year, of course, a time when people feel most maybe unhappy or uncomfortable. So something that is the winter of our discontent means this is the worst part of our unhappiness. Does that make sense to you, Jialing?
I think yes.
Okay, so now is the winter of our discontent, okay, means this is the worst part of our unhappiness. This is the worst part of our unhappiness. So, but as you can see in the next slide, what Shakespeare has done is that he is using the weather, okay, to make a metaphor, to make an image about what he is trying to say. Anji, can you read this next line, please?
Make glorious summer like this on a rock.
Okay, so this line talks about how unhappy we are. This is the worst part of our unhappiness, but now suddenly it's been made summer by this son of York. Okay, so in the play that this quote comes from, the son of York is like a prince. All right, he comes from a place called York. All right, if this was a Vietnamese play, he might say this son of Hanoi or this son of Ho Chi Minh City. Okay, so York is a place. York is a place, but he is using the word son, okay, to mean two things. All right, Prami,
Yes.
what are the two meanings of the word son?
I think this son is the prince,
Yeah.
and the
What is the
second
other
word
meaning of sun? What is the other meaning of sun?
about the summer.
Oh, can you be a little bit, you are right. Can you be a little bit more?
In summer.
Yeah, can you be a bit more specific, please? Knock two. Knock two. Sorry, I haven't talked to you for a while. So what are the two meanings of the word sun in English?
I don't know. I just know sun is a children, is a boy.
Sorry, say it. Sun is a boy, okay? Sun is a boy. You Knock two are your parents' son.
Yes.
Okay, so is Anji. Okay, so is Duknia. Duknia.
Yes.
Yes, what is the other meaning of the word sun? Spelled S-U-N. S-U-N.
S-U-N. Sun.
What is the sun?
I know, like, I don't know how to describe it.
Very easy, Duknia.
Yeah.
What is the sun? S-U-N. Okay, can you help him, please, Bao Lin?
Oh, it's a star.
Yes, it is. The sun is in the sky, okay? All right, the sun is what keeps our planet warm, of course. So those are the two meanings of the word sun. Yes, of course, they are spelt differently before someone asked me that, okay? But they are pronounced the same. So in this line, what Shakespeare is doing is just using the two meanings of the word sun at once. I hope this begins to make sense to you. And I'm just showing you this as an example of the sort of thing you can do with English when you get creative. All right, so the first line means now is the winter of our discontent, means now is the worst part of our unhappiness. Okay, now it's the worst part of our unhappiness, but the worst part of our unhappiness has suddenly been turned to summer by this sun. Okay, so when the sun comes out, it keeps you warm. Okay, but also in the play, it means this person, this prince, who is a son of the city of York. Does that make sense, Trami?
I think yes.
Okay, all right. So can you now, Trami, can you try to paraphrase what I have just said, what this means? So the first line, what does the first line mean?
It's describe the sadness, the unhappiness
Yes,
in the
the
winter.
worst means the worst part of our unhappiness. For example, today is Sunday, Trami, and maybe the summer of your Saturday is lunchtime because then you get to eat something. Okay?
Yes.
That's what it means. But the winter of your Sunday is maybe coming to your English lesson with me. I hope not, but maybe it is. Okay, do you understand? So maybe the hardest part of your Sunday, i.e. the winter, is doing your study, but the happiest part of your Sunday, the summer, is when you get to eat something or you get to meet your friends.
Yes.
Okay, so this is what this line means. Okay, so now is the worst part of our unhappiness. Already we are unhappy, but this is the most unhappy we're feeling. Okay, now Trami, what happens in the second line?
I think it's describe the opposite meaning from
Yes.
the first line.
Yes, you are
It's,
right. Yeah.
Describe the happiness.
Yes, it's been suddenly we are very happy. Okay, we are turned, our winter has been turned into summer by the sun. All right, and he is using the word sun in both its different meanings. Okay, one, in summer, the sun comes out and makes us all warm and happy, but also he's talking about a son of someone, a boy.
Yes.
Okay, does that make sense? Feng Ni, does this make sense to you?
I think yes.
Okay, okay, so again, I'm just showing you this. Now, you don't need to write this down, okay? But I'm just showing you just how powerful English language can be when you can use the different meanings of words in different ways. That's all, okay? And I just wanted you also to remember the name Shakespeare, because maybe some of you will go overseas one day to study at universities in Western countries, okay? And if you ever study English, then Shakespeare will come up a lot. All right, so that's all I want you to know about that. And also I wanted you, of course, to make you aware of the story of Romeo and Juliet, because it is a good story, and it is a story that has a beginning when Romeo and Juliet meet. It has a middle when they try to get married to each other, but it doesn't work out and they both die, and it has a definite end, okay? And the end was basically, there's never been such a sad story than the story of Romeo and Juliet, okay? The two young people who fell in love but could never get married because their families hated each other. Okay, all right, that is enough of speaking for the moment. Duk Nia,
Yes.
can you tell me the 3 things I want you, when you tell me your story next week, what are the 3 things I want you to do?
Do not read the. Do not read.
That's one of them. Yeah. What were the other 2? That is one.
The story needs to be 1 minute.
Correct. That is 2. What is number 3?
I don't remember the third one. So.
Okay. Can you tell me what number 3 is, please? Feng Lin.
I'm sorry.
Are you okay? Are you okay, Feng Lin?
I have a problem with my throat. Can you
Sorry,
say the question again?
Yeah. Okay. So Duk Nia told me 2 things of the 3 things I want your story to have next week. Number one was, I don't want you to read it. Okay.
Yes.
Number 2 has to be 1 minute long. What was number 3?
Number 3. I'm sorry, I have no idea.
Okay, please listen. Knock 2.
Maybe use a different ending.
Yes, correct. I want you to write down an ending. Okay. I want you to write down an ending. Okay, Fung Lin?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay,
I
so
remember now.
yeah, next week. So the story 1 minute long. 2, don't read it to me, although you can have some notes, but please don't read me the story. Number 3, I want a definite ending, one that you do write down. And next week, I will ask you to read me the ending before you tell me the story, all right? I want to hear your ending before you tell me the story. Does that make sense, Fung Ni?
Yeah, I understand.
Good. Anji, does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Good. Jalin, does that make sense to you,
I
Jalin?
understand.
Good. Viet An, does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, 3 things. Okay, thank you, everyone. All right, let's get on with the rest of the lesson. Time for today's little test. Okay, I hope you can all see this. I want you to match the 2 halves of these sentences. All right. So in the left-hand column, you have the first part of the sentence. In the right-hand column, you have possible endings. Obviously, you need to use each ending only once, and you have to choose the correct ending for the phrases in column 1. Is there anyone who is not sure what to do? Okay, I will give you 1 minute to look at this. The 30 seconds for you to work it out. Actually, because we are running out of time a little bit, and I want to get on to the writing, Duk Nia,
Yes.
can you will be responsible for number 1, okay? Number 1, Trami.
Yes.
Number 2, please, okay?
Yes.
Fung Ni.
Yes.
Number 3, okay? You are number 3. Bao Lin. Bao Lin, can you hear me?
It's a little bit noisy out of my home.
Better. Okay, Bao Lin, you are doing sentence number 4, all right?
Yes.
Number 4, Fung Lin.
Yes.
Okay, number 5. Yours is sentence number 5. Knock 2.
Okay.
Knock 2.
Yes.
Number six, please. Jialing.
Yes.
Number 7, all right?
Yeah.
Okay, Anji.
We have seen the increase.
It's all right. You don't have to tell me yet. Anji.
Yes.
Number 8, please, okay? Okay, Viet An.
Yes.
Number 9. You are sentence number 9, all right? Okay, and Duk Nia.
Yes.
You get to be number 10 as well, all right?
Okay.
Okay, all right. Are you ready, Duk Nia? Number 1.
I think yes.
Can you please read the whole sentence, please, and the ending?
There will be an increase to the behavior of all of his registration, I think.
Okay. Prami, number 2, please.
People don't realize the health consequence of heavy drinking.
Okay, number 3, please. Fong Ni.
Tourists aren't familiar with the American custom of tipping 20% in restaurants.
Okay, Bao Lin, number 4.
The shop was shut down for the duration of 5 to 10 years.
Okay, Feng Lin.
You should try to get out of the habit of adding salt to your food.
Okay, Nok 2. Number 6.
Will report us herself as the how to say that word?
Potential.
Impact of climate change. Maybe so.
Climate change. Okay. Jialing.
We have seen the increasing political influence of the world.
Sorry, we've seen the increasing political influence of the war, did you say?
Yes.
Okay. Anji, number 8.
He works away from home most of the time.
Okay. Viet An, number 9.
You pay off the land gradually over the period of tapping 20% in restaurant.
Sorry, what was the ending again?
Of tapping 20%.
Okay, in restaurants. Okay. And Duk Nia, number 10, please.
Many were surprised by the timing of 5 to 10 years.
Okay. Okay. So we had, I think, about 50% were correct. I will give you the answers and I'll also explain any of these words you don't understand. All right. Number 1, there will be an inquiry into the behavior of the police at the march. Okay, this one. There will be an inquiry into the behavior of the police at the march. Number 2, people don't realize the health consequences of, I better make sure myself I'm getting this correct. The health consequences of climate change. All right, climate change, I think, is the best answer. People don't realize the health consequences of climate change. Consequences, by the way, is another synonym for result or what happens. Consequences are something that happens to you when you do something. So if there is climate change, there are going to be consequences of that. Things will happen when there's climate change. Number 3 was an easy one. Tourists aren't familiar with the American custom of tipping 20% in restaurants. Number 4, the shop was shut down for the duration. The shop was shut down for the duration of the war. of the war is the best answer. Number 5, you should try to get out of the habit of adding salt to your food. Number 6, the report assesses the potential impact of, actually, this should probably be climate change. All right, so actually number 2, now I look at it again, number 2, the health consequences of heavy drinking. All right, number 2, the health consequences of heavy drinking. So number 6, the report assesses the potential impact of climate change. Number 7, we've seen the increasing political influence of trade unions. By the way, the word potential means what might happen. What might happen. Okay, this has the potential to be very good. This has the potential to be very bad. All right, eating too much sugar has the potential to be very bad for you. Eating lots of vegetables has the potential to be very good for you. Means it might be very good for you. Number 8, he works away from home most of the time. Number 9, you pay off the loan gradually over a period of 5 to 10 years. And finally, many were surprised by the timing of his resignation. Resignation means to leave something, usually a job. Usually a job. When you leave a job, you resign from that job. Means you say you are going to leave. Today I'm going to tell my boss that I'm resigning from this job. Okay, are there any questions about any of those? All right. Just going to unshare that one with you now. Right, time for what is the time? We have 20 minutes left. Are there any questions, by the way, for what on anything we've been studying today? All right. Going back to what we were looking at last week. All right, our old friend, the bar graph. Okay, let me just quickly summarize this for you, and then you can get on giving me some answers. Okay, so this graph is about the coffee and tea buying and drinking habits of 5 cities in Australia. Okay, Duknia.
Yes.
What are the names of the 5 cities in Australia, please?
Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide, and Hobart.
Okay, good pronunciation, Duknia. That was good. Very good. Knock two.
Yes.
Okay, what is showing on the x-axis? That is this axis, remember?
So show me a percent
of
coffee and tea buying and drinking habit.
It is okay, to be a little bit clearer, it is the percentage of people. Okay, see, it says residents here, but we are paraphrasing the word residents into people. It is the percentage of people who drink and buy tea and coffee in each of these cities. Does that make sense, Noktu?
Yes.
Okay, so it is the percentage of people. So, for example, Jialing.
Yes.
Jialing. In Sydney,
Yeah.
how many people
Yeah.
I know it's this, and I know this is a little bit hard to read because the colors aren't
Yes.
very distinct. But how many people in Sydney, what percentage of people went to a cafe for coffee or tea in the last 4 weeks?
It's about 61%.
Correct. Thank you, Charlie. You are reading the graph correctly. Viet An.
Yes.
Okay, Viet An. How many people, what percentage of people in Melbourne went to a cafe for coffee or tea in the last 4 weeks?
63%.
Correct, about 63%. Okay, that's good, Viet An. All right, so you are reading the graph correctly. That's good. Okay, so now we've been reminded what this graph is about. Okay, it's about the percentage of people in each of these cities who did something with tea or coffee in the last 4 weeks. We're going to get on to practice our paraphrase. So remember always in writing task 1, the first paragraph is a paraphrase of the graph title. So, Trami.
Yes.
Okay, can you tell me the first missing word, please, Trami?
I think it's shows or illustrated.
Thank you. Okay, so can you read for me this first phrase, please, Trami?
This chart shows the purchase of.
Okay, thank you, Trami. Okay, so Trami was correct. Okay, so it is shows, illustrates, demonstrates, could be another one. Okay, shows, illustrates, demonstrates. The purchase of Fung Ni. Okay, what are these missing 3 words?
I think it's
This chart illustrates or shows the purchase of what?
I don't remember the answer.
Okay, I will help you. I will make you give me the answer, Fung Ni. All right, please look at this.
The purchase of coffee and tea.
Correct. Yes, coffee and tea. Okay, very simple. Okay, Fung Ni. All right, this isn't too hard. All right, the purchase of coffee and tea. All right, and you know this is right because this is what it says here in the title. Remember, this is just a paraphrase or another way of writing this. Okay, these two are meaning the same, just using slightly different words. Okay, so we got to coffee and tea. Fung Ni, can you read for me the rest of this phrase up to here?
This chart illustrates the purchase of coffee and tea as well as the drinking habit of.
Good, thank you, Fung Ni. All right, Bao Lin. Okay, what are the 2 missing words here, do you think?
Of the resident.
Correct. Of the residents. What is another word for residents, Baolin, that you could use maybe?
Thing is the citizen.
Citizens, good. Okay, so everyone, Baolin said citizens. There's one more, a very easy one. Begins with P, Baolin. Citizens, residents, or what?
The people.
Yes, it is people. Okay, very simple one. Okay, so now Baolin, can you read for me the whole sentence up to here, up to cities? Okay, start at the beginning.
Ocean City and.
Sorry, Baolin, I didn't hear the start. Sorry, Baolin. Can you please start right at the very beginning? This chart.
This chart demonstrates the purchase of coffee and tea, as well as the drinking habits of the residents of 5 Australian cities.
Okay, Bao Lin, very good. Perfect. Perfect, Bao Lin. Okay, I hope everybody else, by the way, I hope you are following this. Okay, 5 Australian cities. Okay, Feng Lin. Feng Lin.
Yes.
Okay, Feng Lin, can you please fill in the next 5 missing words, please? This is the easy one. This is the easy one.
5 Australian cities: Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide, Hobart.
Yes, good, very good, very good, Feng Lin. You got the easy one, but you are correct. Okay, and by the way, everyone, this city is pronounced Adelaide, Adelaide, Adelaide. It's actually a German word, by the way, but you don't need to know that. It's pronounced Adelaide, Adelaide. Okay, Feng Lin, Feng Lin.
Yes.
Can you please read for me the entire sentence up until here? Okay.
The charge of the purchase of
No, what was this word here? This chart.
coffee, the charge of cities.
Oh, this chart. Did you hear what the others were saying? This chart. Okay, has to be shows or illustrates or demonstrates. Okay.
The chart demonstrates the purchase of coffee and tea, as well as the drinking of habits of city residents of 5 Australian cities.
Okay, so this one, sorry, Feng Lin, this one isn't quite correct. The drinking habits of the what? Drinking.
The residents.
The residents. Or
The residents.
what's another word for residents, Feng Lin?
Resident.
You hear what Bao Lin said? Another word for residents. An easy one begins with P. P.
P.
P. P.
P.
Instead of residents, a synonym for residents. P. P-E, Bao Lin. P-E. P-E.
P. P-E.
What do you? Yeah. What do you call? Who are the people? I've already just said you the word. Feng Lin.
Permanent.
No. People. Okay, residents, people are synonyms. Okay, and the other one you can use is citizens. Okay, like, so you can have the residents of Hanoi, you can have the people of Hanoi, you can have the citizens of Hanoi. Okay, please. All right, so please start again, Feng Lin, at the beginning, please.
This chart demonstrates the purchase of coffee and tea, as well as the drinking habits of the people of 5 Australian cities: Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide, and Hobart.
Good, thank you, Feng Lin. Okay, knock 2.
Yes.
Okay, what are the final 2 missing words, knock 2?
So what? I know that.
You do know this, do
I
you?
know that.
You do. How do you know? Because you look at this box here on the graph.
Wait. In fact, no. Of the last 4 weeks.
Correct, Noctu. Very good. You are correct. Over the last 4 weeks. Okay, the last 4 weeks. No easy way to paraphrase that, so you have to use the words that they've got in the box. The last 4 weeks. All right, Noctu, your turn, please. Can you please read for me the entire sentence?
This just so restriction of drinking and without of restriction of coffee and tea, as well as the drinking habit of city of the
Of the what?
The pupils citizen.
Yeah. Of the people, yes, of 5
Australian city is Sydney, Melbourne, Greenbread, and Hosman over the last 4 weeks.
Okay, so I'll just run through those pronunciations again for you. So Sydney, Melbourne, Noctu, Brisbane, all right, Adelaide, and Hobart. So Brisbane, Adelaide, and Hobart. Can you do it for me one more time, please, Noctu? From the beginning, please.
Wait, my voice is so bad.
That's okay. Take your time.
This chart shows the portrait of coffee and tea, as well as the drinking of the citizen pupil of 5 Australian cities in Sydney, Melbourne. What city you?
Brisbane.
Brisbane and
Adelaide. Adelaide. Yeah, and
Hobart.
Yeah.
Over the last 4 weeks.
Okay, over the last 4 weeks. Thank you, Noctu. All right, I hope your voice gets better soon. Viet An.
Yes.
Okay, Viet An, can you read all the sentence for me, please? Now that you've heard everyone else do it, you should be able to do this. Can you read all the sentence and the words? Yeah. This chart, what, Viet An?
So
yes.
This has shown the purchase of
yeah.
coffee and tea,
Good.
as well as the drinking habit of
okay, this word here.
The resident of 5 Australian.
Yeah.
Of 5 Australian city,
yeah.
Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide, and Hobart. Over the last 4 weeks.
Okay, good. One more time, please, Viet An. One more time. Okay, you are correct. I just want you to practice. Thank you.
This chart shows the purchase of coffee and tea, as well as the drinking habit of residents of 5 Australian cities, Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide, and Hobart over the last 4 weeks.
Okay, very good, Viet An. Okay, that was second time, much better. That's great. Thank you. Okay, now we only have a few minutes left, but we are going to just make a start on this. Okay, we're just going to look at the first sentence. Jia Ling.
I'm here.
Okay, Jia Ling. Okay. All right. Can you please tell me what this missing word might be? Again, all the answers are here. All the answers are here.
Yeah.
What do you think, Charlie?
I think it's go to a restaurant.
No, I don't see the word restaurant here anywhere.
Oh, okay. Oh, go to the cafe.
Correct. Going to a cafe. So remember, the answers are always here.
Yes.
Always here. Going to a cafe. Thank you, darling. Okay, Viet An. Viet An.
Yes.
Okay, the missing 3 words.
Coffee and tea.
Yes. Okay. All right. So, Angie,
Yes.
can you read for me from here, from the beginning? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Down to cities. All right.
Yes.
Okay.
This chart illustrates the purchase of coffee and tea, as well as the drinking habit of the people of 5 Australian cities: Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide, Hobart. Over the last 4 weeks, going to a cafe to drink coffee and tea is a very popular activity in all cities.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Angie. Very good. Okay, perfect. And last one, Jia Ling. I didn't get you to do this, so I'll get you to do it now. Jia Ling.
Yes.
Okay, can you please do just what Angie did? Can you please read from the beginning?
Yes.
Okay, down as far as cities.
Okay. This chart shows the purchase of coffee and tea, as well as the drinking habits of the residents of 5 Australia cities: Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide, and Hobart. Over the last 4 weeks, going to a cafe to drink coffee and tea is a very popular activity in all cities.
Okay, well done. That's very good, darling. Okay, perfect reading. All right, so I think it is almost time for lunch, so we will finish the lesson here. Okay, so if lunchtime is the summer of your day, well, you should be very happy because now is the happiest time of the day for you. All right. Okay, so Trami,
Yes.
what are you doing for the rest of today, please?
Can you ask the question again?
Yeah, sure. What are you doing for the rest of today?
I think I will have a sleep.
Okay, good. Perfect English. Look, Nia,
Yes.
what are you doing for the rest of today?
Oh, I will prepare for my birthday tomorrow.
You will prepare for your what birthday?
Yeah, my birthday is
Oh.
tomorrow. So
Oh, really? Happy birthday, Look,
yeah,
Nia.
thank you.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. How old will you be?
16 or 15.
16.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe.
Congratulations, Look, Nia. Congratulations. Hope you have a happy birthday. Fong Lin,
Yes.
what
I
are you doing for the rest of today?
maybe I will sleep or do my homework.
Okay. Okay. Interesting choice. Maybe you will sleep or do your homework. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Knock 2.
I'm prepared to play football.
Okay. You would say, I'm going to play football.
I'm going
The
to
easier
play
way.
football.
Yeah, good. Okay. Hope you have a good game. Knock 2. Okay. Hope your team wins. All right. Bao Lin, what are you doing for the rest of today?
I will sleep and do my homework.
I will sleep and do your homework. Okay. All right. I hope you have time to do both. Feng Ni,
Yeah.
what are you doing for the rest of today?
I think I can relax today because I'm going to have extra class this afternoon.
Are you? Okay, you're going to relax until your extra class. What is your extra class, Phung Ni? What subject?
It's math.
Yes, okay. Good luck with that, Phung Ni. I hope you are not too tired.
Thank you.
Okay. Jia Ling,
Yes.
what are you doing for the rest of
Um,
today?
I just sleep.
Okay, you're
sleep.
going to sleep.
Yeah.
All right. What is for lunch at your house, Jia Ling?
Can you say again, Christian?
Good. What is for lunch at your house?
I don't know because my mother is cook, not me.
All right. Okay. You would say, I don't know because my mother is cooking. Is
Yes.
cooking. Okay.
Yes.
Has to be present tense. My mother is cooking, not me. All right. Almost finished. Viet An. Viet An.
Yes.
What are you doing for the rest of today?
I will play football with Ngọc Tru.
Okay, cool. You play in the same team. I didn't know that. Okay, okay. Good luck. I hope you win. All right. And Anji, you are the last. Anji,
Yes.
what are you doing for the rest of today?
I think I will cook something delicious to eat.
What? Perfect English, Anji. What will you cook, do you think?
I don't know, maybe some eggs or some pork. I think
Okay. And will you have it with rice?
so. Just
Okay. It sounds very delicious, Anji. I'm going to come to your place for lunch. Okay. Sound delicious to me. All right. Okay. Thank you, everyone. That's the end of the lesson for today. Thank you, as always, for paying attention. Thank you for coming. And again, thank you, Trami, okay, for wishing me happy Teachers' Day. Please remember homework, okay, talk, all right, for next week. 1 minute, talk. Number 2, don't read it, all right, not all of it anyway. Number 3, please write down your last sentence. I will ask you that next week. All right, hope you all have a happy day and I hope you all have a happy week. I will see you next Sunday. Bye, everyone. Bye.